Okay, I'm going to show you how to do Week 2 Assignment 2 using Illustrator. And so what you'll need to do is to open the template, the Illustrator template from the classroom, and you might like to have your color panel open and the color guide panel here too. These are the two that I will use to do the assignment. Now, with the first one, we're looking for a warm analogous interval. So the idea is that we would start and end with two warm colors and use the blend tool to create a variety of variations on those two hues in between them. So in order to decide on the first and last colors, I'm going to use the Edit Colors dialog box, which I get by clicking on this color wheel at the bottom of the color guide. And if you don't, you should see this this color wheel. Sometimes you'll see the assign button will be active, but so if you don't see the color wheel, just click on Edit and you'll find it's there. Now the first thing I'm going to do is unlock whatever's there already, so I can choose my own colors, and then I can just drag these two circles around to create a palette for myself. And I'm looking for two colors, one at the beginning and one at the end of the warm analogous interval. Now the warm hues go from yellow to around to violet, a warm violet, but I wouldn't choose these two hues for your warm analogous because it's too far apart to be an analogous interval. So you want to create hues that perhaps have no more than 90 degrees of a relationship, and even less is good. So I think I like these red to oranges, so I'm just a pinky red on the edge there. Whoops, on the edge there. So this is going to be my range for the warm analogous interval, so I'll just click OK. And yes. And you'll see here that those two colors are in my color guide, and I can just tap either one of them to make them active. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my direct select tool, which is the white arrow there, to click on the first square, and then I'm going to click on the orange in the color guide, and then I'm going to do the same with the last one. I'll click on the pink in the color guide. Now I'm going to use my select tool, the black one, and just click on these 5 boxes and delete them. I'll select these two and then go to blend options to make sure my blend options are set up correctly, and I need specified steps, and I need 5 steps, and then I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to use the blend tool, which is this one here, and I'm going to click on both of these to create that blend, and then I'll just deselect and go on to my cool analogous interval. So once again I'm going to select my hues. Now I've already got my 90 degrees set up, so I can actually just make sure they're linked here and rotate this if I want to stick with a 90-degree relationship between my analogous colors. Note that I'm really trying to find some unusual colors, and I'm not using the pure hues, or I'm not just choosing colors from the swatches, but taking a lot of care to find a palette that interests me. And of course you can make them lighter. If you drag the circle closer to the white, you'll get a lighter hue. You can see that blue is getting lighter, and you can also get some darker hues by dragging the scale down. I think I might go with a mid to light blue there, and a nice green here. Oops! If you if you double click on that circle, the color picker will come up, but I find that I like just manipulating the colors here. So I like what I'm getting right there in terms of cool analogous interval. So I'm going to click OK, click yes, and then do exactly what I did before. Deleting these inner ones, making sure my blend options are still okay, so I'm just going to click on the blend tool and click on these two shapes, and my blend is created. Now the warm to high key interval blend is specific. Now note in the instructions that it asks you to have one one parent color that is in the high key range, so that means it needs to be very light. So once again, I'm going to click on my recolor, and so this time I need to start with a warm color. I'm going to unclick there and end in a cool color, but I need to start with a light warm color. So I'm going to start with this kind of peachy color, and I might end with a, what shall I end with? It has to be a cool color. Maybe I'll end with a blue violet here. And this is a fairly dark color, so I'm going to get a nice range of values as well as a range of hues as I create this blend. Using my blend tool again, 1 and 2, and then we have a nice range of hue and value there. And here we have another warm to cool low key interval, and this time, another warm to cool interval, but this time we want to start with a low key. So we're going from a dark hue. Make sure we've got some dark hues there. So I'm going to use a different warm color to start with. Ungroup this or unlink them. And so I might go from a nice warm yellow and a dark one, so it's going to be like a brown, to a cool green, a cool blue-green. And this this hue shouldn't be in the low key range, so we're getting a nice range of values as well. So I might make the brown a little darker and keep my green nice and bright. And there's sort of two fairly unusual hues there, and I think that they'll create a very interesting blend of hue and value. So I'll click OK, and then I'm going to click on my first color, darker hue, and the lighter hue, delete these, and oops, I don't need to select them, just use my blend tool to create that blend. Very interesting. Now, before I'm going to submit this, or before you submit, I'd like you to just double check that the values are correct. So select the whole image and go to Object, go to Edit Colors and Convert to Grayscale. We'll undo this so you won't lose your work, but I just want you to make sure that you've got a range of tones between with the second last and the last intervals here. So we've got a high key tone at the beginning of this one and a low key tone at the beginning of this one, and we've got a nice range of values in between, and that will give us a nice design in week 2 assignment 3 when we're using one of these intervals for one of the designs that you do. Okay, so then you just go Edit to Undo to get your colors back again. Of course you save to Web and Devices. I won't do that now, to create a JPEG and then submit it into the classroom. If you want to go a little bit further, you might want to remove the outline. So using your Select tool, just click on all of the intervals and click on the frame here in the color palette and remove outline. So that will just remove all the outlines, and I always think that that makes the colors look much neater when you do that. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to seeing your work.